Hey there guys, Itchy Gamer here. I just wanted to take some time to talk about this game here called Scum. This title first caught my attention when I saw other gamer YouTubers playing this, and the level of detail that has gone into this game is absolutely outstanding, something I've never seen done before since that old PC flight simulator game that you needed that whole multi-$1,000 dashboard setup in order to play. Just to put it into perspective, so I have played this game a little bit before this recording. I was in a night cycle which lasts 2 hours in real time, so I had to just sit there and wait, and unfortunately you're not getting quite the full scope of how things look during the day cycle because it is so early in the day. But that does add to the immersion of it, and I just think it's awesome. Looking further into the character, you've got all of this clothes here. Obviously, I've picked this up. You start out in just a jail uniform. As you can see, those gestures there, I need to use the facilities, which you have complete control over absolutely everything that you need to do. Let me just go ahead and relieve myself. Yes, so like I was saying, the detail that goes into this game is something I have never seen before. Now at the bottom left, you've got basic stats. It'll show you injuries, you've got your stamina, energy, hydration, health, all those basics. Then you go into your menus. Like I was saying, you've got your clothes here, which you can even take off and cut into rags. I don't have the equipment for that currently, but you can do that, and it's absolutely necessary for starting off. But then if I bring you over to Metabolism, this is what truly caught my attention with this game. Just look at the level of detail. Look at you've got all these graphs here going over even oxygen intake. There's your basic stats. You've got the BCU body meter. Shows I'm 40 years old. How many hours in game I've played with this character. It looks like I'm almost 8.5. Got weight. It goes into the current pace, idle. That's something else. But goes into all of those different stats, and you go over here on the right, you've got your food intake, all of the different chemicals, vitamins, minerals, down to your colon volume, bladder volume. It's a little bit overwhelming when you first start looking at this, but it's actually surprisingly intuitive to actually keep all of these balanced throughout gameplay. So that's been really interesting. I thought this was going to be much harder to maintain. As you can see, my current character is very low in vitamins, but I know that I can go find vitamins out there while I'm looting, and that's actually not super critical. What is concerning is my sodium level is absurdly high, and I've got no sugars or carbs in my diet, so I will actually have to go fix that. So yeah, this game is a hyper-realistic survival game. It's mostly focused for an online element. Currently, it is in early access. They are still going through updates regularly. In fact, just hopping on today, there was a new inventory update that I hadn't seen before. That was interesting. And in the developer notes, I was noticing that there's actually a lot of plans that are going into, there's going to be missions, side and main missions. That's not currently implemented yet, but there is plenty of wildlife out there. There's an incredibly deep crafting system. I can show you a little bit right now. I don't have the materials for most of this stuff, or the level of skill. See, I would actually have to put in the skill points to my tools and weapons traits to unlock anything that's medium or advanced. Currently, if I had the materials, I would only be able to create basic or no skill items. So yeah, they keep adding to this game. Currently it's just kind of a survival looter upgrade. It's really the hyper-realism and the level of detail that's truly caught my attention with this game. So at this point, that's about all that I can cover as far as an overview goes. There's really not a whole lot else I can cover without getting into more detail, which I will later on in other videos that I go into, going into the crafting system, the combat system, the survival system, all that stuff. I'm going to make separate videos on this, just kind of an overview of what it's all really about, see if you're actually interested in it. So with that being said, I wanted to actually give it a review. There are definitely some pros and some cons to this game. It is an indie development, I believe. It's definitely not AAA. But what they're pulling off, with that being said, is phenomenal. The level of detail they've put in, like I've said, the textures aren't really outstanding or anything. They're kind of almost last generation, but with some other optimizations that's brought them pretty up above par as far as these kind of titles go. Yeah, right now you're not really seeing the full effect with the brightness. The sun's kind of just starting to come out. You can see a little bit of lens flare there. So, I mean, it's definitely very pretty. I wouldn't exactly call it breathtaking with what I'm seeing. Again, with the system that I'm using, which should be performing pretty well, I'm sitting at a pretty steady 50 frames per second, so definitely could use some optimizations there. I could probably do a little bit of correction on that on my end, to be honest. But as I'm seeing, the graphics are definitely far above par for what I would expect out of this kind of a title. The immersion, the level of detail as far as stat management and crafting goes, I love it. I love the level of detail. It's definitely my kind of game. The more you can throw me into a character, the more I love it. Definitely, if you're not into that, you're looking more for just a basic loot and shoot, can't really die sort of game, this is not it for you. Let me tell you that. You will not want to touch this, definitely. But if you're into very detailed, very difficult games, this is going to be right up your alley. So with that being said, that's all that I've got for an overview or a review of this game. I highly recommend it for anybody who's into these sort of titles, and if you're interested in any of my gameplay, check out the playlist that will be linked in this video eventually when I get some more videos going to have a playlist to link to. With that being said, I hope you have a wonderful day, and like or dislike this video, let me know what you think, and subscribe if you want to see more. Anyway, you have a wonderful day.